Hi, welcome back to Ravens Cross Model Railway. I'm Graham. This episode we are going to dive into wiring. Yee. I'd like to say that we're at that stage where we can do the wiring and then, that's good, but I'm a little bit impatient. I've only actually laid half of the track, but it's a good stage to just mock wire it just to see how it looks, make sure we've got no little issues. So yeah, let's go and have a look. Okay, so here we are. The spider's nest. And that's just the front end. Not even done the back end yet. Yes, let the fun begin. So what I'm going to do is that we're just going to mock it up to make sure it all works. Just for colour coding, red and black is the main bus. Purple is feedback. The blues are for the point power. Greens are for the frogs. And yeah. Let's begin. Yeah, give me a minute, I'm gonna figure out what's going on. Let's see in a bit. So what I'm doing, I'm just going through and untangling the wires because I thought it'd be a good idea to keep everything really, really neat when I put it in. But they all need to be separated. You can move over if you like, Give me a bit of room here. Oh, all right. So these 2 points here, one is for the programming track, which I believe is going directly to this wire. Yeah, this wire. So obviously I need to extend it and I'll probably run it up there to make it all nice and neat. But that's direct. And then this one is for the main bus. And this one will go possibly to a point in the middle, which will then separate that way. All the blacks will literally just join together, because that is basically the common. And one of these blues for each point as well will be the same. I'm just going to be really, really careful to make sure I get the right ones. Yeah, anyway. So let me finish untangling, and then I'll get back to you. I'm going to take a seat for this. This hurts the old noggin sometimes. Yeah, so where do we start? Well, the easy answer is obviously all the black wires, because we know where they are. But I want to kind of make it neat from the start. And sometimes that can be quite daunting. So because it's quite a narrow board, what I can do is I can actually run the bus straight through the middle, which I think is brilliant, and then everything can then connect to that. Now, the advantage I've got here is I can actually say 3 wires, like you can't see it, come on, 3 wires like that. I can actually solder them together, so it's 3 into 1. be, can then go straight to the bus. Does that work? Yeah, I think that would work. It's pretty much how I did it on the last layout. Was an issue. Cable I'm using, this cable is actually a long cable, and it's good up to 2 amps plus. Now, because this is DCC and I want, good reliability, what I have done is every piece of track has a wire on it. So what you've got to think about is, yes, there is a power to, say, these 2 cables here, but that's connected to a rail, which is connected to another rail, which is then connected to another dropper. So the power is so evenly spread that you just do not notice it. There's no issues with the cables melting and stuff like that. And I still have full control. All the purple wires, these will be going back to one of these units, which is a feedback unit. Yeah, that's the other thing. I've got to work out the numbers because I already pre-worked all this out and I've forgotten what the addresses are. I sort of wrote it down somewhere, I hope. Yeah. That's the fun of it, I suppose. There's no rush. I keep telling myself that. There's no rush, don't rush it. So let me work out my bus wire first, I think. Yeah. Back in a bit. Right. So this is my bus wire. It goes right away from one end all the way to t'other. Yep. And then up to the socket there. I'll just put this in. My very expensive multimeter cables seem to be damaged slightly, which is a little worrying. We'll see if we can get continuity. So that is the positive, I hope. If I stick it in the end of there, and not in there, we do that, yeah. Yes, beautiful. So that's the bus wire. Yeah, we're a long way off. Bear with me. I think what I need to do now is just try to work out where all my point addresses for the feedbacks are, and then I can kind of work out where I'm going to place everything hardware wise. Right. Well, still doesn't look pretty, does it? Okay, so excuse me, stool. On previous videos, you may have seen me mention that I bought some of these and some of these, and this is the reason why. It just neats everything up, clamps it all together without soldering. It's very, very easy if I need to, change things, move things. It's, yeah, makes things easier. So as you can see, I've started here, grouping the, not too worried about these at the moment. I just need to do these into here. These ones will probably go directly into there because I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah. I didn't take into any consideration the points. No, that's okay. We can make that work somehow. Yeah. Yeah. So what I have done, you probably won't be able to see it, but what I have done is I've marked up the feedback numbers and point numbers for each point so I can identify them quite easily. Right, let's carry on. So, I can't stop because well, found an issue. Just the one, which yeah, is pretty good. I was expecting a lot more. So what I did is I just rigged my multimeter into here, just on a continuity test. So I just checked for shorts, and I found one. And it's these two here. They're actually the wrong way around. When you look at the track, it is the wrong way around. So if I put red to red, what happens is it's a short because it should be like that. So I'm just going to leave them a minute. Yeah, I think I'll leave them a minute. Try and figure out the rest of it. Because the point powers caused me a bit of a headache. Just not so much a headache. More of my OCD is gonna go. It's just not gonna be neat whatever I do, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's see if we can make some more mistakes or find more mistakes. Yeah. So, where are we? Where are we? We're in actually a pretty good place. All the wiring is done except for the feedbacks. And I've only had that one issue which I ignored and just made red, black, black, red, as you do. But it's fine. Yeah, feedback. That's going to be troublesome. I'm still waiting for the point motors to turn up, so I can't do them. But that will be on a separate bus, and I will probably put some protection in there so that if there's a short on the track for one reason or the other, the point motors are isolated and will keep working. Not sure I'm going to do that yet. So the next issue is the feedback modules, and I'm going to have to extend them because they're going to have to go. I've got two of these, and they're addressed from 1 to 32. So there's 32 feedbacks, and obviously I've already kind of pre-programmed these, so I'm going to have to extend them. So the next issue is the feedback modules, and I'm going to have to extend them because they're going to have to go. I've got two of these, and they're addressed from 1 to 32. So there's 32 feedbacks, and obviously I've already kind of pre-programmed these, so I have to make sure that I get them in the right orientation with the right addresses. Not sure I'm going to do that yet. So these will mount under the board, and they will connect via LocoNet to this, which will then connect to my control panel. So yeah, let's do that, figure that out. Yeah, maybe we can test something. Oh, yeah. Bearing in mind, it's only one half of the layout. I've not done the other side yet. The scissor siding. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be a lot of wires. But I think the way I'm doing it actually kind of works quite well. Gives me a bit more flexibility. Certainly a lot less soldering, and if I need to change something out for one reason or the other, it's very easy to do that as well. So for fault finding and testing, this system works really well. Really impressed with it. Just got to make it look a bit neater. That'll come afterwards. Yeah. Anyway, right. I think I will probably call it here. I'll do another video on the feedback. That's where it gets interesting. So, bye for now.